All right, I feel like every time I get on here to talk to y'all, I run into some type of technical difficulty. But I wanted to get on and talk today about how I think that the best thing, or at least one of the best things that WWE is doing right now, is the way that they set up factions. And I guess it kind of started around the Bloodline time. As far as my memory serves me, how they had Roman Reigns, Usos, and then you had Solo just kind of, you know, in the background, in the shadows, absorbing everything as it happened. Kind of getting him reps in on the main show without drawing a lot of attention to, say, his mic skills at that particular time. And you see them going forward and doing the same thing now with seemingly Jeff Cobb. I guess now that they've run out of Samoans to hire, at least for now, they are doing the same thing with Bronson Reed, Seth Rollins, and Braun Breaker. With kind of, I feel like both of them, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, are kind of more of the quieter types in that particular group, coming out every Monday in that big spot, behind mouthpieces like Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman, who have, the gift of gab pretty much, and they get to sit back and look intimidating and be lifted up by those guys, or the faction leaders around them, eventually going out on their own and making their own name, and also developing their own chops when it comes to promos. Again, looking at Solo as the example, I really love what he's been doing promo-wise over on SmackDown with Jacob Fatu, who's another one that I didn't mention before, initially when he came in, though he seems to be a little bit of an anomaly who's been fast-tracked quite a bit. But, same concept, right? He was in the group, and he became kind of that enforcer role, the intimidating looking person, but there was really no dialogue from him except for the I love you Solo thing. But now he's cutting promos with the best of them, and he's the United States champion, so you can't really take that away from him, which is crazy that he actually got a solo title run before Solo Sikoa did. But that's not taking anything away from Solo. I think he's doing great work in the position that he's in right now. And his promo game is just off the charts, at least from what I think. But again, like going back to the factions, I just think that this is a great way to develop new talent. A great way for them to, again, get some of the spotlight, but not a ton of the pressure. They're not going toe to toe with John Cena in a promo battle, or Cody Rhodes in a promo battle, at least not on their own. They have that group to kind of have that group to surround them and keep them protected for a while, which I think has been a great formula. Now, whether they'll keep that or not, I'm not sure. Seems to be the case again with the Bronson Reed, Seth Rollins, and Braun Breaker group. But who knows what's going to happen going forward. But I do hope that they keep this same type of faction formula around, because it also gives us a chance to see more people, people that we wouldn't normally see on a regular show, or folks who really wouldn't get a ton of TV time, even if they're just kind of hanging out in the background. At least they're getting that TV time, and we're getting acquainted with their characters to some degree. Yeah, and with the way the WWE is doing storytelling right now, I see no reason why that can't be a formula to make, just future stars going forward. I do really think that formula has been a really solid staple in WWE programming as of late. Would love to know what you think of it, and if you think it's going to continue, or if you think that I'm right about the way that they have kind of positioned those stables with, one guy that they're kind of building around but doesn't say much to kind of give him some reps without throwing him in the deep end. Do you think that's what's going on, or do you think that I'm just, making that up? But yeah, we'd love to hear what you think in the comments. Just a quick rant. But yeah, catch y'all in the next one. Peace.